You know what it really sounds like is, you know that episode of SpongeBob where like Mr. Krabs was like a robot and it was like beep beep boop beep boop boop, and she's giving like, I'm ready to pull up on you. Tell me what you wanna do. Boo-doo-doo-doo. What's good, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome to 20 Days of June. My name is Brendan, and if you click this video, you know what we're getting into. We're talking about Normani and Cardi B's new video and song, Wild Side, which I did not see coming. I literally just talked about Normani in my last think tank last week, talking about where is she, because I saw Chloe coming in to pretty much take over that lane, because we have not heard from Normani since Motivation, which is like 2 years ago. So let's talk about both artists, let's talk about where they are, and let's talk about why this collab makes sense. And I didn't see it coming. Normani's in a very interesting situation because some of us do know Normani from Fifth Harmony, but it's been so long that a lot of people might not even really associate Normani with Fifth Harmony anymore. I'm feeling like Fifth Harmony is now pretty much, you know, to the people who enjoyed it, they enjoyed it. But now it's pretty much Camilla's Camilla, Lauren's Lauren, Normani's Normani, the other two, whatever. Not shade to them, but you know, not everybody from a girl group goes on and becomes, you know, one of the next ones. Sometimes that's all you get. So now we just pretty much are experiencing Normani as Normani, and Normani has done plenty of pop collabs. We've seen Normani do Dancing with a Stranger, and it worked. She did Love Lies with Khalid, and it really worked. Normani had some big records, but it's kind of like it's missing like what? Like her music, I guess. It kind of felt like on all the music she was guest starring on, it was a Sam Smith record. Love Lies, I guess, felt a little bit Normani-ish, but I always felt like Normani was having trouble finding a sound. I do not know if this song helps that along, because even Waves felt like a Black record, but I can say it's enjoyable. What about Cardi B? Well, Cardi, of course, she's newly pregnant. Congratulations to Cardi B. That's exciting. I know a lot of people want a Cardi album. I know that Cardi said that we're getting a Cardi album, but my thing is every time we see Cardi, it's an event. Every time Cardi pops out, Cardi's popping out with some shit. If it's, you know, underneath the Cardi umbrella. The Cardi package is always a package. So it's like, even if we do go ahead and we do Up again, if we do this again, if we do Money again, I'll do it again for a little while before I get an album. So, you know, she's gonna have her baby, she's gonna grow that in peace, and then Cardi will be back. So to see Cardi be tapped for Normani, more than what it shows for Cardi, for me it shows where Normani's at, because I wasn't sure what the music was gonna sound like, because we did see Waves, but then we saw Motivation, which is way more in like the poppy Ariana Grande type, you know, like the teeny bopper lane. And now we've got this grown, sexy Normani who is in the other lane. So on Thursday, they dropped the photograph of both of them, you know, with the long hair, and the hair is all over their bodies, and it's letting you know right now, the song is called Wild Side. Normani is popping out. This is giving I'm a slave for you. This is giving do not view me as a child. Like, I'm coming to give to you what you deserve from me right now. Like, you are going to look at Normani from now on as a woman, as like one of the top ones in the game, and to be feared. This is not no little girl, I'm gonna break you up, I'm gonna be a motor. No. Wild Side, let's get it going. But I also follow Stara. Who is Stara, you might ask? Well, Stara is one of my favorite writers in the game. Stara, actually, I got put onto Stara, I don't know how many years ago, but Stara had a song Rush with Kalani that I really like, and I like Stara's pen. Stara worked on a lot of the Queen album for Nicki Minaj. Stara has, I don't know, look up Stara's credits. Stara is one of them ones. And Stara posted it on her Instagram as soon as Normani posted it. And Stara pretty much wanted us to know that this was a collaborative effort, which is nothing wrong with that, because if you know Stara, the song sounds like Stara music. Like, the song sounds like made for you. Stara also has a song called Love Mania on her newest project, which I put in my latest playlist. Check my description box or whatever, but I love Stara. So Stara posted this: produced by Stara, Tyler, Ron, Dave Kappa, Jonah Christian, Taylor Ross, June Nowacki, vocal producers Stara and Cuck Harrell, which means that they were pretty much telling, you know, Normani how to sing it. Songwriters Stara, Kenyon KC Moore, Partisan Fontaine, and Cardi B. Normani's not there. Vocal performance by Normani, Cardi B, and Stara, which we can hear Stara on the record. Recording engineer and mix engineer. They're important, but not really with what we're talking about. What I'm talking about is the curation of this record. So we don't see Normani in the songwriters category, but let's talk about it, because a lot of people like to have chips on their shoulders when they're talking, and their faves are the songwriters. And I do feel like when you are talking rap, you should be the songwriter. But when you're talking pop and when you're talking other things, there are some people who are involved in that process. And with rap and R&B and pop and all these black art forms becoming homogenized in pop, that's gonna be normal now. Not everybody's gonna write. Not everybody's gonna vocally produce themselves. But if you can't enjoy this show because Normani's not a writer, then get over yourself. That's how I feel. Partisan, I just feel like the Cardi verse was not that deep for Party to even need to be in the room. But obviously that shows to me just how much is going down. But I do like the Cardi verse. I mean, I like the verse and I like the flow a lot. I think maybe Partisan was helping with the flow and Cardi has learned how to Mad Libs in with that. But their working relationship is working out for the masses. I don't like the watermelon through a straw line. I feel like it adds an element to the song that's taking it almost like SNL parody levels of sex, but you know how Cardi does. But all in all, Cardi's been doing well for me. I do like Big Paper. Something about Big Paper sounds like the music I grew up hearing blasting out of cars. And I also do like her verse on Type Shit, the Migos album. So Cardi's hitting for me. And I don't think this verse, once again, is that lyrically dope, but I like the way she sounds on it. I just feel like, you know, with me and Cardi, it's always gonna be like, as New York said, there's the artist and there's the artist's work. And when you look at it from afar, you're like, wow, what a beautiful painting. And you just stay back here, because if you get close, you're gonna be like, whoo, that's actually not that. You know, it's the details for me. But in broad strokes, it's great. So yeah, the song itself is giving me the Consideration in Rihanna effect, where I knew SZA, so I couldn't appreciate Consideration because it's not Rihanna. Victoria Monet and Ariana Grande, like when I can tell Ariana that's not you, I just know Stara so well that to me this is a Stara record and I'm very happy for Stara, right? Just hearing it. And this song samples 1 in a Million, which is cheat code number 2, because I'm like, I still want to know what the Normani sound is. And when I heard those drums, I said, oh, it's 1 in a Million. Oh, it's 1 in a Million. Oh, because that's still, to me, as far as sonically, does not solve the Normani problem for me. It's a cheat code, but it's a good one, girl. Yeah. And bottom line is, I'm gonna tell you the truth right now. I'm not a fan of 1 in a Million flips. I've never liked the 1 in a Million flip. I didn't like it when Tink did it. I didn't like it when Timbaland tried to do it for Tink. Timbaland tried to do it for Tink and I did not like it. I just feel like I was around during the 1 in a Million era. I remember that. It got wore out. I actually had to take this out of my car to prove it to you. My auntie gave me this when I got my Walkman. It's the original copy of 1 in a Million by Aaliyah. I have it. I had to pull it out of my car. And 1 in a Million is not even my favorite Aaliyah song on here. My favorite are If Your Girl Only Knew and 4-Page Letter. So, you know, to me, the magic is actually, Are You That Somebody probably would have been fire. But let me not give any ideas for free. I'm tired of that. My point is, the Aaliyah flip is a power move for some people, especially knowing Aaliyah's music is not on streaming. Just for me, it's just a little bit less impressive because I have 1 in a Million, you know, it's right here, broken, but in my hands. But all those things don't matter because they dusted it completely off and didn't let you focus on that because they put Normani's best foot forward. Normani and Cardi's best foot both get put forward when they can control how you experience the record. Well, how do they do that? Release the song and video at the same time. That's simple, because the video came out and baby, what an experience. I fully love participating in the Normani world. It's got the perfect blend of old and new, of retro futurism, of what we thought things would be like in the future in 2001, of like Matrix, and like she's giving Gemini, she's rolling around on the floor with herself. It's got dominatrix, it's got Red Room. I'm talking effort, I'm talking days on set, I'm talking editing, I'm talking concept, high concept. It's like a movie. I fully want to go to the Normani world again. I do. Even granted, the output might need to become a little faster for Normani, let's be real. We're not gonna sit and wait, but she's also hinting that all of it is done. So now it's like, it's not even a waiting game again. I think they have a lot and they're just gonna start rolling it out. She's been working and she's been developing herself. And I think that a lot of people started to get antsy, me. I think that even a lot of people might have thought that maybe if it was giving, it would have gave. But a lot of people in pop culture, especially stans, got to get the chip off their shoulder when they're talking about who does what. Guess what? Pop is about collaborative efforts. It's always been that. It's what it's about. To be able to wrangle the masses like that is a very difficult feat, and very few people do it alone. So stop. It's not always about, oh my God, because reality is when they wrap up Normani, it all works. And it's the same thing with Cardi. When they wrap it up and they put it all together, and when they use everybody in the team's talents, it comes together for a beautiful effort. All in all, I love it. It's my favorite 1 in a Million flip, and I don't even like 1 in a Million flips. I've actually listened to the song over the weekend, and I was like, okay, listening to the song alone without the video, it works. After the video though, which leads me to think, would I feel the same way if they didn't constantly put the video foot forward? I don't know. And does this solve the problem of me knowing what Normani sounds like? No, I still don't. I feel like she's gonna try to go in that waves slow R&B lane, which is going to be very interesting to see how she fits there, because I don't see her being an acoustic girl, and I know Summer Walker's coming to kill that. You know, she wants to go, but Summer's not going to dance, and Normani's going to dance, and Normani's going to, it's just very interesting landscape. I'm loving all that is going on. So much limitless potential from young black people, young black women. I'm just so excited for the next 10 years of pop and rap and everything, because look at what they're doing. We're talking about excellence in the making, man. People are really trying to take that baton from all the excellence we saw. We saw Beyonce, we saw Janet, we saw Michael, we've seen Madonna, we saw so many movements, move culture, we've seen VMAs, and you've got young people like Normani who really want to push though. Like, I want to enter, I want to be iconic. She doesn't have TRL, but this video, TRL time, if they would air it, this would get retired. 106 in Park time, this would get retired. But now there's the other argument, numbers. And here's the issue with numbers, is that Normani taking an R&B direction does mean that the numbers will be R&B numbers when you're just listening to it. And I think a lot of the Cardi stans are looking for big numbers because Cardi's used to being, you know, helped as far as playlisting goes. And Normani's not on today's top hits, and she's not on certain playlists as far as her music goes. So the Cardi stans aren't going to be that happy when the numbers don't reflect the stimulus package as much. But I think that Normani is accounted for that, and Normani has songs that are going to go there. But I do think Normani's trying to establish a core right now. And Normani wants people to know, her people to know what she's here to do. And this is seeming very pointed, very targeted, very pop culture, very black, and I'm living for all of it. And there's really not much else to say in that regard. You could be a hater, but what will that do? Not much. I remember when Beyonce released 4, or when 4 leaked, and it was not poppy. It wasn't radio friendly to that extent. It was very different. And it was like, whoa, Beyonce was the needle, and Beyonce was moving it against, you know, maybe what people would have wanted. And now to see so many, the face of R&B be a lot of people doing records like Dance For You, records like I Care, those type of records like I Miss You, those records being the records that are on, I mean, even Billie Eilish and people in that moody sector. Beyonce did kind of help pop through her already established base move into understanding R&B as a factor of pop and not just R&B. And now seeing this, it reminds me of like that era where pop does have to learn to adjust to maybe their biggest pop artists doing R&B. And that's going to take a second as far as numbers go. So I don't want her to feel like she's not doing well, because she's absolutely doing well. And I don't think that she needs to go back into the motivation direction, because bottom line is the core that's going to support Normani, I don't think wanted motivation like that. We like the nostalgia, but the sound, So good for Normani for making a definitive decision to go with the blacks. I mean, let's be real. But do I want to hear original music from Normani? I do. Do I want to hear like what that sound is going to be like from her perspective? I do. Do I want to see if like what her pen is like? I do. I want to see her name on a credit. I want to see, you know, her take it a little further. I do. But as far as everything she's doing, she's an alien. Who remembers that many steps anyway? Like, I could never do that. Like, I could never do anything. Let me tell you something. It takes blood, sweat, and tears for me to set this up. That if I had 1 trillion people in here, I could not do that. Let alone roll around on the ground like that in clothes. And like, Normani is insane. What a demigorgon. You, ma'am, that is Gemini excellence right there. If like for real. Hats off to you. Don't be looking at me for no Gemini excellence. This is low level. That's top tier. Flawless execution. A Thursday Instagram drop. No leaks, no nothing. Bang. The video hits. Bang. So I don't care how the song does. What everybody will remember, what everybody and what will be sustained is how excellently and flawlessly that was pulled off. Honestly, I don't know if we've seen no shit like that since Formation. I do not know. And that is a young woman. So if you're in her lane, drive faster or turn that blinker on. Cause it's getting scary. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget, there's no such thing as good or bad people, just complicated stories. I'll see you later.
And Tiff, don't be coming for Fifth Harmony because Normani is that bitch.